Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Blrd podcast. This is episode 148. And as always, we have our usual guests and panelists. Actually, now he's not even a guest anymore. He is a panelist at this point. First off, we have our dear friend, Snake.
Evening.
We have Green Tuner.
Hello.
We have Bandito.
Hola.
Dark Side.
Lady.
And the Ed Underground.
But that's the side character.
Ed, are you here?
This is the part where you use the soundboard to play crickets.
Yeah, right.
Anyone remember the Ed Underground?
Who? What?
Yeah.
I think he might have died last season. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. He was just that expendable character. The budget is running a little too high. Who can we get rid of for the least bang for our buck? And that was the Ed Underground. And then myself, main character, Bay, best in the world, Creamcast. How you guys doing today?
Man, I'm doing phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Great, man. Doing great.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is quite a statement.
It really
Holy
is.
moly.
Like phenomenal. Like that's
Phenomenal.
That is
man.
amazing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm awake.
Go that far. I wouldn't go that far as Bandito Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like
What's going on?
when
Okay.
someone says,
Whoa.
how does that taste? And they're like, it's succulent. You're like, succulent?
succulent.
It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
That is
Instead of just good, not just good. Succulent.
succulent.
Decadent.
Well, I'm glad you
It's
were
all-
that way, actually. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of that. That's a really great state to be in.
You know, let's just kick him from the pod. That's too good.
He's too. Yeah, his life is too great. You can't have a phenomenal, succulent, decadent life and be on this podcast. You know, you gotta go through the trenches like we are every week.
I see. The struggle.
The struggle, absolutely.
I rise above, man. It's just how it is.
You know what?
Right?
I'm not even mad about that. I'm not even mad about that. But, you know,
Don't be.
But you know, the funny thing is, we do have one person, he's not here, who is the epitome of struggle. This man is working 24/7. I have not seen a man ever work that hard in life. Like, he is the David Goggins of whatever he's doing. If you guys don't know who David Goggins is, he's the guy that like pretty much tells you when you're in pain, like running 30 miles, shut up and run another 100.
Insane.
Yeah, he's insane. He is.
Yeah,
like,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Have you seen the man's feet? This man has showed his feet one day, and this man's feet
The stone.
is just literal stone. The feet are all jagged. Toenails are falling off because this man's running hundreds of miles in a day, just because. Like, this man ran a marathon, and then he ran the marathon and didn't stop. Like, they were like, "Hey, here's your medal," and he just kept running. And I think he ran the equivalent of 2 additional marathons on top of that. Like, this man is a beast. I don't want to be like him.
No. You know what?
You're saying the Ed Underground is the equivalent to that.
Absolutely, he is the equivalent of whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he's doing.
He doesn't stop.
Whatever he's doing.
Whatever he's doing.
He's some version of that. I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some form of fashion, maybe not like peak, like, you know,
Deviation, I would say.
peak masculinity type thing, but
Yeah.
it's somewhere. It's the eternal grind. Right?
Yeah, he's definitely feminine, effeminate. There's some bitch-like qualities about him, but you know, you got to respect the hustle. That's the one thing. Respect the hustle. Yeah. This man does not stop. So he works in the corners 24/7. Doesn't stop. He will take everybody's gone for the day. He like, you know what, just one more customer. Then he switches it up to OnlyFans right after that. So like, I mean, he's 24/7. He's switching it over. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, you'd respect the hustle for sure.
Absolutely. Well,
for a guy who can work this much, I gotta wonder, why doesn't he have any money?
see, this is the problem.
World wants to know.
Well, yeah,
it's You're not in the grind set. I don't think Snake is in the grind set.
Yeah, like
You don't understand how it
You'll
works.
have to forgive me. I'm just not on your level.
you really
It's
not.
not about the money, man. It's about the grind.
Grind.
It's about the grind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like have you ever
Yeah.
just ground yourself to literally dust and have nothing to show for it? That's what you need to do. That is the
That's
grind.
ultimate grind.
That's
Sid.
ultimate grind. You do it just to do it. And people are like, what do you do it for?
For the love
I
of
do-
the grind.
I don't even know why he does it. He doesn't even know why he does it. He just
No, it
grinds.
doesn't. When it loses all meaning, that's when you know you may have hit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you know.
Yeah.
So you
So
got to keep going.
yeah. And, yeah, don't stop
Yeah.
there. Snake.
That's the only way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Snake. So Snake, you're nowhere near that level. Like you need to keep going. Just to understand the mindset, you gotta keep going. And when you think you want to stop, just keep going again. And then when your body tells you to stop, you gotta keep going. So
Yeah.
Snake,
It's just
when you
be
listen
way
to when you listen to an audiobook, at what speed do you listen to the audiobook? This is how we'll know if you're in the grind set.
I can't listen to audiobooks.
Wow.
Oh, then you're not. in the
I
grind set. Or
read.
podcasts.
I read. I listen to podcasts.
okay.
At what speed?
Normal speed.
You're not in the grind
No,
set.
no.
It has to be 10 times speed.
How about this?
All right.
When you're watching, when you're speed running 500 episodes of One Piece in a single year, what speed is your Netflix viewing speed set at? That is a question.
I mean, not gonna lie to you. I got rid of my Netflix a long time ago. I'm never gonna look back. Y'all are just nerfing yourself in terms of quality
Yes,
there.
I know. Pirate life.
Okay. Yeah. I've got a Jolly Roger next to me. I'm gonna get a camera just to show you that. It's not gonna have my face. I'm just gonna point it at that.
Rare
When
Snake.
I'm
Can.
100 episodes of One Piece to answer your question. All right, let's assume I'm gonna listen to the awful fucking dub. At least 2.5. At least 2.5 times.
2.5. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Step it up a little bit, but
Yeah. You're
A little bit of cred.
You're at the like
No,
fifth of the speed.
it's gotta be slow enough that I can hear it because I'm gonna be doing something else at the same time. It's not getting all my attention.
No.
You gotta watch it
you lost
so
points
fast.
again.
You gotta watch it.
You
You gotta
lost
watch it
points
so
again.
fast where it's on the edge of Speed Racer dub, and you don't know what's going on in the anime, and you have no time to go back. That's where you got to be at. You just go forward.
Yeah.
I think they're pirates of some kind. I'm 200 episodes into this. I have no clue. But I can't stop. I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
got it.
This man he knows there's pirates. He knows there's a pirate named Luffy, and they're trying to go for some type of piece. Luffy. Yeah. They're going for a piece of something. He doesn't know, but it's a piece of something, and that's all he knows.
Could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
I am woefully unburdened by the need to watch shonen anime. I am just ugh.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with shonen anime?
I'm good. I don't need it.
What's wrong with shonen anime?
It's just not for me, man.
Wow. Well,
I wish
Yeah.
I wish I had that luxury.
well, we'll find out. We can talk. Let's talk more about this because I got something I want to add to that. We'll do that in our extra Blrd After Dark episode. Yeah, we got this gonna be
dork.
Yeah, it's gonna be a spicy episode. I know that for sure. But anyway, let's jump into our main topic, right? So, all right, this week we were reviewing Skeleton Crew. Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Obviously on Disney Plus. There's 3 episodes out right now. Let's just jump right into it. I like this show. I like it.
You're digging it.
I'm kind of digging it, man. This is
I'm digging it too.
This is kind of Star Wars, Star Wars, Stranger Things. The kids are not necessarily the greatest actors, but neither were the kids in Stranger Things. But this it has a charm to it that I cannot deny. It is the kids are interesting. The little hijinks that they get into is funny. And it's just it's a great show. I honestly believe like this show is probably one of the better Star Wars shows for kids in a while. Like this is
what is happening here? The Creamcast, our very own dark and gritty, dark and gritty Creamcast.
Let him be. He's
Yes.
a man that enjoys many things, not just one. Don't put him in a corner.
Yeah, you put me in a
He's been
box.
abducted by the
I
CIA and
think
replaced with a doppelganger.
Yeah, I'm a clone.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a clone. I did just watch the Jamie Foxx special, and
He's a Skrull.
He's like Jamie Foxx is 100% a clone. I am, however, not a clone, which actually is kind of weird because like usually in the like most episodes I have like huge bags on my eyes. I don't have bags. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I've gotten sleep, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
You're feeling better. You're feeling good.
yeah, I'm feeling good.
That's because you're finally consuming positive things, and it's leading to a more healthier lifestyle.
probably.
I don't like this at all. This is not good.
I love it.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
love it.
I you know what? I feel sensational. So
I'm gonna need the Star Wars show to take a quick
Ooh.
nosedive so we can get Creamcast back.
yeah,
Don't
this-
worry, whatever
fuck is
show
happening?
comes
This
next is
guy-
a dive guaranteed.
yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Creamcast is loving the show. Bandito Max says he's phenomenal. What is going on? Like
I don't know.
what? Who is handing out this happiness to the world?
Diane,
I don't know.
dark side,
I don't
dark
know.
side.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tell me about the show.
yeah. You bring
What'd
us
you
back.
think?
Bring us back.
Yeah, let's hear the hit.
Level set us.
As you know, I'm on the One Piece grind, as you all know.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the blur that is One Piece is some kind of pirate show. This is a pirate show with Star Wars. So, as if the universe aligned to my interests. No, I like it too. I also found it very refreshing. And it's the innocence of it, right? It's the innocence of
Yeah.
it. It's like coming off this like everything is like doom and gloom and the end of the world and the Jedi versus the Sith and everything's at stake. And you got this like innocent story of wonderment and adventure and discovery with these kids. And man, the creature effects are killing it on this.
Yes.
Why can't other Star Wars shows have
Yeah.
this level of like characters and creatures and like
Well,
it's
that
been 3
yeah,
episodes.
It's actually the biggest problem I've had with the last couple Star Wars shows that we had was there's no freaking aliens.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are no
yeah,
monsters.
it's
It's
Star
been bad.
Wars, not
And-
Earth
and-
Wars.
And they jumped right into it. Here's the mechanical props. Here's the aliens, and I just like I gotta get this out here. We've had 2 action scenes in 2 episodes. I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Mhm.
Both of these action scenes were 110% the shit that I've been looking for in Star Wars for years since they put billions of dollars into it. They were freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah, the pirate robot.
The robot coming
The
out.
robot.
SM33.
The first
Yeah, when he
10
comes out
minutes
and
with
uses
the
things, and
boarding
from the
party.
heat, he, like,
The boarding party
burns
was
the one guy.
boarding
Yeah,
party.
Oh, the
no,
boarding party was pretty
there's
cool,
actually
too.
3 scenes. Yeah, there's the boarding party, like Snake said. There was the SM33 fight, and then there was them trying to get away from when he stole SM33 from the
That was episode 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's wait. Has everyone seen episode 3?
No, I haven't
Not
seen
seen
3. I
it.
only saw
Okay,
the first
okay,
2.
okay.
Okay.
I did see it.
Yeah, I saw it.
You can ruin it. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Well,
I mean, it's more of the same.
More
I
of the
mean,
same,
like,
yeah.
it continues the trend of being.
I mean,
like,
I'm
interesting.
loving it so far. So.
well, it's a treat for
Yeah.
Snake. If you really love the action scenes, it's just good. It's good quality. Even on the third episode, it's consistent. It is really consistent.
And I was gonna say since we're talking about like the characters and the world and the things that seem fresh and interesting, it's crazy how like a single setting like this like pirate port that they've arrived at,
yeah.
there's so much happening. Like I don't understand what
Yeah.
this show figured out. What this production crew, effects crew, whatever it is, whoever's in charge of this, figured out something where the previous Star Wars movies and TV shows were not able to populate spaces with interesting things. Like
I can tell you
figured it
exactly
out.
what it
I
is.
don't- Yeah, what
I
is
can
it?
tell you exactly. It's
Practical
the first 2 episodes are filled with throwback shots. Lines of dialogue, action pieces, just things that people are doing on camera. They're all throwbacks to the first couple of movies. You want to know what they did? I think the guys who storyboarded this stuff watched episodes 4, 5, and 6 about 15,000 times and just lifted a bunch of stuff and stuck it right into this show. Because when we show up at this pirate port, you know what I thought? Moss freaking Isley. It's the same vibe. You show up and there's just a lot happening,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all scummy and it's all real.
Yeah.
Scummy,
But it's
yeah.
all super
Scum-
sci-fi, so it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not nasty or whatever. But you still get, hookers and people vomiting. But it's sci-fi, so it's not like
It's not like
it's not like watching a hard drama.
Yeah.
well, even as a kid, and you see that it can still fly over your head, like the whorehouse basically. But as an adult, you're like, oh, okay, I know what it is.
Yeah.
But they don't like shot. It's sort of a throwback to like Goonies, where they don't like try to super sanitize everything. So it feels a little more. I don't know. It seems like it's a little easier to consume because it's not as polished, as Disney-fied as it could have been.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they definitely made it for the kids and adults. It seems like like
Mm.
a lot of the scenes seem like they were, or the story. I mean, I think you hit it right on the head with the Goonies reference. Like it seems like a Goonies, Stranger Things type deal going on here. So I feel like that's the closest like analog to it. Because I was ready to definitely poop on it on the first episode.
Same here.
Seeing the place that they lived at Atten, and it just looked like a 90s version, or a sci-fi 90s version of America. Like a 90s suburbia essentially.
Yeah.
It was real
And, like, I was-
off-putting.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, are they gonna go down to like the sci-fi Walmart here pretty soon or some shit like that? Because it's like they have the same traffic stuff, the same like everything was so similar to like life as it is kind of now or back then in a sense. But once the kids get to the spaceship essentially, and then actually when they get to the port, right, and then we start learning like there's something weird going on here, right? There's something really different. There's a reason why this planet has been sheltered, because once they get to the port and start telling people, hey, we're trying to get back to our planet, they're like, yo, that place doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
start
laugh at
realizing-
them because they think it's
Yeah.
a myth.
And they're like, oh, and when they left, you heard the security droids talking about you're not allowed to leave the barrier. So there's like a barrier around the planet. So the money that they have is super weird. And so they're like, it's interesting. So that kind of hooked me. That's when it hooked me in. And was like, okay, something is going on here, and like there's a reason for all of this. So I felt a lot better about that, because I typically don't like children actors in general. Like nothing against them. It's just I always feel like children do terribly acting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like a lot of whim stuff was kind of grating to me, maybe because I have a child too, where I'm like, you're setting me off right now, because it's like, stop doing the dumb shit that the kids do.
Yeah.
But it's I'm warming up to it, and like once they kind of meet the droid, and then now I'm meeting what's his character? Oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Jude Law?
Jude Law's
Yeah,
character?
Jude Law.
Jude
Yeah.
Law.
Yes.
Yeah. All the scenes where we're with the adults, I feel like it kind of hits it right for me. So
Yeah.
I'm super interested in seeing kind of like where they
The
take that.
characters are super interesting. Like the Jude Law character is very like atypical. Like you want to know what's going on with him, right? Like they've kind of nailed down like some kind of interest in finding out what this character's backstory is, right? So there's I like how the mystery of things is kind of slowly peeling open, like their home planet and Jude Law's background, and the ship and why the ship was there and the captain. Like I like this stuff. They've laid a lot of stuff, enough investment for me as a viewer that I'm like, now I want to know, like, the answers to all these questions. And like I said, the characters going back, you can have all this, but the characters need to be able to hit. And I will say, I like all the kid actors. Like, I mean, yeah, they're annoying in the right places, but a lot of them are like, they're likable. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, kids.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah.
You're right. Like Betty Mac said, you would like. It's kind of hard to do the kid characters because you either hate them because they're written badly, or like they're somewhat written, in an interesting way where you can kind of relate to some of the things. Like the main kid, like he's touching everything, right? He's literally you're watching this kid cause all the problems, and there's like you're annoyed by this kid. And I literally. I yelled at the screen. I was like, stop touching shit, man. Like, I mean, so like,
but even the other kids also call him out, which I think helps. Which is like, hey, you're being a little shit right now. Like you're getting us into these situations right now. And I'm like, okay, thankfully someone knows, right? People are like agreeing with us, right? Which I like that.
But it's like it's also like relatable. Like what that kid is doing is like there's
Yeah.
even though it's so irrational, it's so irrational what he's doing, but
Mhm.
there's something relatable about what he's doing. So I don't hate him for
Yeah.
doing and having that like experience. But it
Mhm.
is kind of refreshing seeing the world through his eyes, where it's like there are no consequences. He's gonna push every button, and he doesn't give a fuck. And like
Yeah.
it's just like it adds to this level of like discovery. I don't know,
Mm.
like
Well,
in you know.
Okay, I'd like to add to that too. Is that
Mm.
every kid has their own little quirks, right? And that's why I kind of
Right.
enjoy
Yeah.
like it's not just kids just being absolutely annoying, right? It is
Mm.
the main kid the main boy kid,
Whim.
yeah, Wim. He's annoying in his own right. He is adventure bound. He wants to be a Jedi. He wants to be out in the action. There's him, and then there is I'm gonna pull up all the characters' names because I forgot. Fern. Yeah, Fern is that's the main girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the captain. Like she's faking it almost. Like she wants to. She's bullied herself, so she's bullying other kids to pretty much compensate for her getting bullied and kind of faking it. You know, trying to be the tough girl because that's kind of what she is been predisposed to. She's angsty. She's against her mother. Blah blah blah. This that, and the other. Then you got the KB, who is the smart, analytical one. Like she's a little too smart for her own good. Like why is she following this person who is like a bully? But it might be one of those typical situation where you have like the bully, the tough kid protecting the weaker kid who's really really smart. And then lastly is what's the boy's name? The elephant dude. Is that Farah?
I forgot his
I'm
name.
looking at all the different characters right now, and I don't know if that's it. I don't know who voices that character, but like he's the hey guys, I just want to. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Essentially.
Yeah, the Millhouse. Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
as a
It is the Millhouse. You're right.
Yeah, I assume as a practical effect or maybe CG, I don't know, but whatever is used to make him emote and like either the performance is really good or the like the way they're capturing it is really good. Like because he's like a believable
Neil,
kid.
that's his name.
Neil.
Neil. Yeah.
Is like it's like it's not like a kid in a mask like the Greedo kid from episode 1. You know, run around like, you know, there's and maybe this is 2024 where they're allowed to like you can emote a little bit. You can kind of tell, oh, this unbelievable character is like emoting a little. But yeah, he's good. Like his personality fits in with the way he looks and it just fits in with the rest of the group. So yeah, really like it seems like they had a lot of like wild kind of concepts and they were able to pull it together pretty successfully in this show.
Yeah.
So far, at least.
Yeah, the characters are melding perfectly, which I really love. Is like all the characters really complement each other. And it's not a situation where I feel like one character is overpowering the performance. They all are doing very well, like just meshing together. And then Jude Law's character, like you said, he's so mysterious. Like we got him kind of up front. We know that okay, he is a pirate that has powers in the Force. And you kind of don't know his motives. Like, what is his ultimate aim? Like, what is he really trying to get? Like, we obviously know he's trying to get one over on the kids, but like, to what extent? Like, and that's why I'm kind of like wondering what's going on, like how this is going to end. Because yeah, this kind of has grasped my attention. Like, why is Adnan, why is it hidden? Like, why is it a mythical lost planet that everybody? Because when that episode happened, like in episode 2, when they're all laughing, I thought they were laughing. And I think that was probably what they were going for. They were laughing. I thought they were laughing at the kids because they're just like, yeah, you like stupid kids, you and whatever. Like they didn't think that kids would come from there. Why would they be here in the pirate area? But then as like when that first stripper,
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, the first stripper alien, she was like, they were like, we're from Adnan. And they were like, like guys, where you really from? Like you guys are in trouble. You guys need to get out of here. I thought she was like, oh, she's trying to pull the wool over their eyes and trying to like kidnap them. But she was genuinely trying to help them. And then they kept saying the same thing. And everybody's like, where are you really from? I was like, wait, like, do people not know about this planet? This well-functioning society that, like, Adam looks like it is part of the Republic. It is a well-functioning high society, but now we find out it's a hidden planet, and that's really cool. It's
not even like, I would even say, like, I don't know if it's even high functioning, like maybe to the degree that other planets might be, because it seems like it may be held back a little bit just because there was a part in, I think this is actually the 3rd episode, but they speak about the war. There was a war that happened, and like the kids had no idea about it, right? They never learned that. So there's a lot of stuff that they don't know about the outside world, whether it's just because they just weren't educated or it's being kept from them. Because like when we're in the 1st episode, when we're learning about them taking their aptitude test to, like, because they're all going to get like a government job, right? That she's trying to make sound all fancy. But like, you notice that she's like the only other adult that they ever see. Like whenever, I think from when the guy is going to school, like the school bus drivers are all droids, the teachers are all droids, the security, it's all droids.
Yeah.
So it's like what you kind of don't know, like what the hell, like why are people keeping information from them? It seems like that's what it sounds like so far. We're not really super sure yet, but I'm wondering, like, is Adam being held back or being kept out of the loop of all the other planets for like a particular reason? Because like they don't want them to know that they could leave.
Wow,
because it's probably those goddamn Jedi again, hiding shit and
yeah,
yeah,
the Jedis, they're not the good people.
The witch Jedi's,
yeah. But
I'm just saying, man. That's why I voted for Palpatine, to get this fucking shit out of
here.
Man.
Hell yeah, brother.
yeah.
Palpatine.
Yeah,
yeah. Make the Republic great again. No, or make the Empire. I'm sorry, make the Empire great again. No, I was thinking. Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is like what I kind of look at it is like, I don't know why they're doing it, and that's why I'm really interested. Like, I think that's a cool thing about this show. It's lighthearted enough where it's not a serious show like Andor, right? Andor is pretty serious. It's a pretty, and especially when you know what the end result is, you kind of. Well, no, Andor is just a serious show. Like even when they were about to rate, they're about to rate.
The stakes in Andor are like to the most edge of the edge.
Yes.
Everyone is about to die at any point. The Empire's everywhere, around every corner.
Yes.
Everyone is like barely hanging on to like their life. Yeah, so it's the most polar opposite concept.
Absolutely. And then it's like
yes.
That's what I'm saying. But I think this is the two extremes that Disney, for some reason, and this is like, it really kind of got to my mind when Snake said this. It's like Disney was kind of trying to do, Andor is one extreme, Skeleton Crew is another extreme. Then we have shows in the middle that just don't necessarily hit as well. Now, like, of course, but I mean, honestly, most of the Star Wars shows have done well, I would say, overall, except for Boba Fett. But like Ahsoka, that was decent, and so forth. Mandalorian, that's good. I think it's gotten a little worse a little bit, but still very good. The movies, obviously, that's up to your own interpretation, but they haven't been well received. This, I feel like Star Wars is doing this thing where like the extremes on both sides are really good. They have this kids show can still be a kids show, but it really appeals to adults and has good writing and everything, and it's just good. Then you have the Andor, which is not a kids show, very on the more rated R side of like, in as far as intensity is concerned, on that side, and it's really good. So I don't know what Disney is doing with the Star Wars franchise right now, but I feel like they're in a really good place. This show really has reignited my hope.
Well, if we're lucky, what they're doing is they're listening to everybody who's been complaining for the last 3 years about how they're tanking their own franchise.
Yeah, well, Snake, that brings up a good point. Like, we're kind of getting off a little bit from the show, but really quickly, I mean, what was your opinions? And we've talked about this a lot on the podcast in the past, but since you're new, that'd be a nice way to get your take. What do you think about the last 3 episodes of the movies?
Last 3 movies?
Yeah, so
not
it's
great. Pretty poor.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, here I like. This you're gonna love this dark side. I liked the Solo movie better than I like 7, 8, and 9.
Ooh, that is a
That's
take.
interesting.
That is a
Yeah.
take, especially when Solo was pretty much tanked in the eyes of a lot of people. So
I don't care if it made money or not. It was more interesting to watch. Biggest problem with that movie was that they condensed this whole legendary figure's life into a 2.5 hour span.
sure.
Regardless of that, like the real problem I have is we've had Andor, which is good, and then and then we had like Mando, which had 2 good seasons, but then we have what? Mando season 3 stank. Boba Fett stank. Obi-Wan was 50% stink.
Yeah.
Acolyte's already been canceled. Thank Christ for Ahsoka.
Yeah. They could not get that one. They couldn't mess up that one. That had to be decent.
I think about 25% of Ahsoka still stank, but
Sure.
like they also did some of the most interesting like fight choreography. Like we had kung fu. We had Jedi doing kung fu. We had Jedi doing something more interesting than we've ever had them doing on camera before. Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
I cannot get over the fact that we had a Jedi do something that wasn't the same thing every other Jedi's ever done.
Sure.
So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Like, but there's just been so much crap. There's been so much half-ass. And I don't know. I've been really tired of the way, you know, I have to pull out the nuggets of good from otherwise, you know, mediocre shows.
Yeah.
Or being completely let down by like Mandalorian just really twists the knife. Oh. So I'm happy right now.
You said, well, so you talking about season 3 twist the knife in a bad way, or?
Oh yeah. Season 3 was bad.
I wouldn't say it was bad. It was not.
Season 3 was. They needed to get rid of the kid.
Well,
they didn't send the kid away, and now we're tied to the kid, and it doesn't matter what good parts we got a bunch of Mandalorians on screen. Every time you see that feels good, but like it's not good.
I mean, we're going back. Like I'm trying to revisit from I know what you're saying. But season 3, I think the issue was the bad guy and the whole Mandalorian thing. They rushed that and they did it in a weird like. It kind of threw away that character. I forgot what his name was. Moff Gideon, I think.
Moff Gideon.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I just kind of felt like a waste. And it seems like they were trying to like that show does good when it's like building up to something, and it just seems like they wanted to jump to that really quick at the end of season 3. When I just look back and think about it, they just kind of I think that's what really like even the Grogu thing. I know what you're saying, but I mean for me, he was like it was a character right from the beginning that they were going to stick with this character. But anyways, getting off track there, but but Star Wars as general, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't want to say that, oh, this is the answer, but like, you kind of need Disney to take chances and make the acolytes and make some of these like, I don't know if we would have gotten Skeleton Crew if we didn't like get some other stuff before. You know what I mean? I don't know how that works, and I don't know where we will go down the road. And it just seems like doesn't seem like Disney's afraid. They're afraid to like they definitely were more afraid to break away from the norm. And I think what's that second one called, Last Jedi, that the reaction that movie had was really like it broke Star Wars, right? So they're traumatized to take risks, and it seems like they stopped taking risks and they leaned right back into Star Wars, like the traditional stuff, and it was like meh, you know what I mean? The Obi-Wan was meh, and it was like it's either they're going to lean back into the stuff we already know, or it's not going to be interesting. And like Skeleton Crew feels interesting, and like Ahsoka felt like the Star Wars stuff I want, but it's done by someone who has like a vision, so it kind of like fit well. But going back to Skeleton Crew, I hope there's a like a plan here for a really interesting story. But I hope it doesn't like go on. Like I don't know what the plan is for. I don't even know how many episodes. I'm going to look it up, but I don't know. Like if they plan on doing multiple seasons or anything, but like I would love like little ideas like this.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like Skeleton Crew, like concepts like this in the Star Wars universe. I mean, it just shows you can pull off interesting, different stuff and still be Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Star Wars
Like-
is a huge universe. Like they could. There's so many stories
Yeah.
they should be able to tell. You know,
They
that
should, yeah.
shouldn't reduce down to like Jedi and Sith stuff. You know, like there's so many other possible avenues you can go, and so many more interesting stories and aspects of Star Wars that they could explore with new characters. So
Well, let
hopefully,
me-
they can just like, make something interesting.
Let me ask you about the Jude Law character. Somebody brought it up here. By the way, there's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
The Jude Law
hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
We do have a comment in the chat.
Oh,
Asking Pink Destroyer. Thank you for stopping by for the Blur podcast.
Who is that?
Yeah, he's been a little MIA recently. But yeah, he's asking where is Ed? Pink Destroyer, if you want to know where the Ed Underground's at, yeah, you have to watch the VOD of this. But we're gonna have to, say Ed Underground is predisposed at the moment. He will not be back on the podcast tonight, but he's in our thoughts and prayers. He's not sick.
The dumpster behind the Wendy's.
Yeah, he's doing something. He's working. He's working. Thoughts and prayers. He's not sick or anything. He's just MIA.
He's taking an indefinite leave of absence. He needs to be with his family right now. But yeah, we hope to see Ed Underground soon, very soon.
Yeah.
So but do check the dumpster behind the Wendy's though. That's true.
Please do.
Yeah, just any Wendy's. It doesn't have to be any particular area. Just check any Wendy's. He's probably there.
He's on the grind, so he'll be there.
Yeah,
right. Eventually.
But you were talking about Jude Law. I'm sorry about that.
Oh yeah, Jude Law. Yeah, let me ask you guys a question. Since we touched on this concept of like Jedis and the Force and everything, and he has the Force, right? But I think this show has done it in an interesting way where even his use of the Force is highly dubious. And like, am I the only one? When he moved that key, it almost looked like he has a string on it and he's like trying to fool these kids. And every time he's used the Force, and I was thinking back on it, like he could be bullshitting them. And it's like, I like that about him. Like, and I like that this show is like, even like, instead of the smooth move of the key coming to your hand, like we expect it to, it did look like it was on like a little wire coming back at and I like that so much. I was like, great job keeping this character still mysterious.
Yeah.
Or when he uses the Force, like he tries to create a distraction. I was like, did he do that or did somebody just nothing is very clear, and I like that a lot about his character and this like shady background. So
I love that
are you implying that the pirate leader might be a con man?
Good Lord.
He would never.
How dare you, sir?
He would never. But no, the cool thing, one thing I really do like about that was it did seem, I thought that it was just me, that it felt like one of those gag reels, like where it could show him like he's like, the Force, and you see the key like going around and he's like, and it just falls down. And I was like, I was expecting that in any moment, like this fake ass Jedi. But I mean, to be fair, we have not, in most instances, we have not seen. Obviously, there's the Sith, right? Who obviously will use their Force powers for evil. But we've never seen anybody who is just kind of like...
I'm Force sensitive, but like not a big deal. You know what I mean?
It's
like
I
use it for my own, like I need to get a drink or something.
He's literally just like, and I love the fact that when they asked him, like, if you could have done that this entire time, why didn't you just do it yourself? He's like, I need somebody with a ship. Like,
they need to get out.
Yeah,
I was like, well, that makes sense, because that was the first question. I'm like, well, why didn't he leave before?
It's all
I didn't
like
have
good,
anywhere to go.
It's all like good little things they're throwing you. Every time you're thinking the same thing, they have an answer. I'm like,
I love that.
I guess that makes sense. All right.
I was like, that's actually very interesting. So I really enjoyed that. That was like a really cool small touch. It's just like the audience is not stupid. We're not dumb. Right. And I love the fact that they kind of cater to those people, like people who just, kind of nonsensical, like exactly like we said, why were you, if you could just get out, why didn't you just get out? Well, he didn't have a ship.
Right.
It's probably makes sense, and he's obviously very recognizable. So that's the thing. Like, he was the previous captain, and all these pirates know who he was before they had mutiny. They performed mutiny, so it's just like, okay, this makes complete sense. And I'm assuming like they're on like, it seems like they're on an asteroid or something. So this is not like a huge planet. They're not on this random planet where they have the whole planet to hide. So he's going to be easily recognizable and easily found out. So I really thought that was cool. And that aspect of it. So that's let's talk really talk about it really quick. We always talk about set pieces, right? We always talk about set pieces, how like it can either make or break, obviously, a scene. And sometimes some series spend way too long on a set piece, and it's just like, okay, it's kind of. And I know, Snake, you've brought this up in the past. Like, all right, you've only been to like 3 different places or 2 different places, and this is kind of like, yeah. You're not really doing anything. It's like you're just going back and forth between 3 different set pieces, and it's just like, yeah, it's very noticeable. Here, I didn't feel that whatsoever. Now, the first episode when they were on the planet at Atna, I was like, I think it's at Atna. Atten. Yeah. I was like, I did kind of get the Stepford Wives, like suburbia. I was like, I kind of want to get out of here. But once we got out of there, even on that little prison planet that they were on, or the pirate planet, I loved it. Like we were talking about before, like they have everything in that small area, and there's so much going on that you kind of got distracted. And a whole episode that pretty much was on that, or at least half the episode or more was on that planet, or in that little asteroid, and up into the 3rd episode as well. Before we go to a new planet, I was really intrigued. Like I didn't feel as if I'm like, man, they're on this planet for a long time. This is getting kind of boring. I just enjoyed every set piece of it, and they were going to different places with it on that little asteroid. So I was like, this is really cool. So like,
does it feel like heavy? Does it feel like heavy green screen, or like I feel like the practical sets really carried a lot. Or they do a good job with it, I feel like, because it definitely made it feel like more alive, more believable. Like it felt like an actual place.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was really well done. Because even at Atten was, that one probably used a lot more CG, but it felt like there were still some more practical sets that felt really big, even though maybe like a little empty at times. But just for the most part, just really interesting to at least interesting to look at. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen in the Star Wars universe like a suburb.
We haven't really seen that.
Like, I understand we're in a galaxy far away, but fuck, they ain't got no cookie cutter houses like a typical ass suburbia and so forth. So I was like, okay, this was kind of cool to see. It was definitely different. So yeah,
where children don't get massacred.
Yeah, we don't have orders. What was it, 66 or whatever? The kids are not getting slaughtered in Jedi temples. So no, this was cool. This was really cool. So I'm really happy with this series. I think, I mean, as Darkside said, we have 8 episodes. So 3 episodes for that are out right now. If you haven't watched it, definitely would recommend you guys to see that. I'm really curious about what the next 5 episodes are going to be. I can't say I have not been this excited in a while for a series. Like
Doom Patrol.
No, but stop. God damn. I just
he's right. No, let him speak, please.
This man is fucking Doom Patrol.
I was just looking up a little bit about the show because it does have that like sense of like it's been written like with an idea and well-rounded characters. So it's the creator of the show, like John Watts, who is the director of the 3 Spider-Man films, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. So like it does, when you think about that, it does have that like that camaraderie that Peter Parker and what's his name, Ned. Like that. Yeah, that like you think about that. I do see some of that in there, like how the kids talk to each other. So it's interesting that you take someone who like corners that little dynamic and what they can add to Star Wars. You know what I mean? And it makes you think of like what other voices you can bring into Star Wars. Like hopefully Disney takes a little more chances like that because this definitely is good.
Well, Pink Destroyer says in the chat, I don't know, guys. His Star Wars has hurt me so bad. I don't know if I'm ready to take the chance of being hurt again. Yeah, we're right there with
we
you.
hear you. We hear you.
All
We hear
right.
you, Pink Destroyer.
Yeah, I'm there. I will spearhead that charge. I've given up hope. But this show looks good. It sounds good.
Yeah.
The action's good. The set pieces are interesting to look at, and there is nuance.
Yes.
Give it 2 episodes. If you're not sold after 2 episodes, you know what? It's not for you. I give up right there too. Screw it.
I would say
I didn't
give
even
it,
watch Acolyte. That's where I'm at with Star Wars. Like, everybody hated the show. I'm not even gonna bother.
to be honest, I would
You're
give
lost. You're lost.
Yeah, you're lost. Yeah, you kind of missed out.
Acolyte was great.
Yeah, you missed out.
I haven't heard a single good word about that show.
People hated on Acolyte for like the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
I mean, there were good reasons to hate it, but majority of the hate online was all fucking like Ed Underground anti-woke type shit.
Yeah, I would say I 100% agree with.
The plot was bad.
No, there are 100%. There are things wrong with the Acolyte for sure.
Yeah,
and that what brings down the score tremendously. But the initial hate that it received was not warranted. It wasn't warranted because it's it's typical like Reddit.
Is one of you gonna try and sell me on this show?
No, I'm telling you, like.
I was gonna say, I'll be very honest with you, and I can say this now. 90% of my positive take on the Acolyte was to counter the Ed Underground.
Same here.
Yeah.
Now that he's not here, I can say like there were things like I liked about it, but it definitely inflated my impressions.
Absolutely.
Just to fuck with the Ed Underground.
Let's be honest. Yeah, well, a lot of it.
Of course. Of course.
I mean, I'm not. You're not gonna get me to watch the show with this take, but I respect it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there for like shit. I don't watch the show just to back you up.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun. It
was fun. Yeah.
It lasted. It was fun.
Yeah, but to be
I think most people, or I was gonna say, I think that no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, right?
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
It's whatever. I would never try to convince you. Yeah. I mean, but still, like, I would never try to convince you of it because I'm like, if you are a Star Wars, if someone tells me they're a Star Wars fan, I'm like, okay, I already kind of figure. I have a notion of what you probably think, so I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
I don't know. I meet people with a lot of different takes on Star Wars, and I respect a lot of. There's. I don't know. I've got so many mixed emotions about Star Wars and the things that they've done over the last 2 years. Like, it's like watching Lost. Like, I know they don't know what they're doing, but they keep setting these things up that make it look like they know what they're doing. And I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, but the ride's good. I don't know anymore, and I can't stop hurting myself with it.
Yeah,
and every now and then they do something good, and you're like, oh, they do know what they're doing.
Yeah,
like this.
Like, oh man, like this, like
Exactly.
like
this.
Oh my goodness,
Exactly like
it's such an amazing time. Like, oh my god, Star Wars is back.
Maybe
and
we're too harsh in it.
And then all of a sudden, Acolyte season 2 just announced. You're like, fuck, like not again. Really quick. Pink Destroyer says it was pretty cringe, and it's also always fun to like mess with Ed. So it is fun to mess with Ed, and Ed is so like his opinion is so.
It's basically an online Star Wars fan forum is what Ed's gonna give.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. Yeah, and it's just like it's crazy, like the takes, and I agree with Bandy though. They're the most vocal people are usually, I would say, they're the minority because they will tell you the displeasure in so many different ways, and it's all the same. And then there's people who have genuine criticism against Star Wars, and I have a criticism against Star Wars, but it's not like I'm not acting like the world is ending. Like some people, like, oh my god, the Wokies are taking over.
Right, people act like Star Wars shot their mom or some shit.
Yeah,
come on, dude. Like
calm down.
Star Wars years, I'm still showing up.
Yeah,
I will say this about the Ed Undergrounds. Like, say, he does pull from the comment sections, but he does occasionally speak with passion, and if you want to hear his passion, it's the duality in the Obi-Wan series.
Mm.
And
Yes.
man,
Yes.
I will say this: he spoke with passion.
Wait, Darkseid,
really
quick question
spoke to-
before that.
But-
Quick question. How would you depict duality? Like in the color spectrum, how would you depict it?
Visually,
Yeah, visually. How? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can't
Okay.
impossible.
it can't be done.
Impossible.
Like-
it would take a like a fucking super genius to properly visually depict duality.
Duality.
Mhm.
Like of all the primary colors that you could pick from that represents each
I like the
side.
fact that he always has to explain it, even though he's told us that 100 times. He always has to explain the color.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yes, I get it. You've told us this every time you speak of Star Wars."
Yeah, he loves his duality. 100%.
It does. It does.
But you know that like I said, or like everybody else said, or no, I think it was mostly Snake. Paint Destroyer, definitely check out. I think you should check out the Skeleton Crew. Right now, it has a really good rating online. I think it said this is critics and reviewers all mixed around, but IMDb 7.2, and she knows IMDb could be a little bit harsher than Rotten Tomatoes.
IMDb's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's weird sometimes, the rating system. Rotten Tomatoes is a 95 for the critics, but 80% for the users. So for a Star Wars show, that's pretty high because we've seen some low numbers. So yeah, it's rating very well amongst viewers.
I only care about Papa IGN. That's all I care about. So what did Papa IGN give?
IGN. Oh, let's take a look. IGN. I'm gonna look it up. That's the only way we get our news. 7 out of
It
10.
better be over an 8 because that's only
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Trash.
It's over.
Trash.
There you go.
The show sucks.
It's gone. Trash.
Yep.
Cancel it.
Done.
Yeah, it's
Canceled.
this is what they literally say. This is the synopsis of the review. Skeleton's Crew 2-episode premiere rises above 80s nostalgia bait for a surprisingly clever, if somewhat simplistic story about the scallywags, swashbucklers, and precocious children of the Star Wars universe. And they say 7 out of 10 is good. Yes, it is a simplistic story.
Got lost from home. Of course, it's freaking simple.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
I didn't want the third man. Sorry, it's
Yeah, it seems a little. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a little
so
harsh.
You guys have not watched. Who hasn't watched the third episode?
I haven't watched the third episode.
Yeah, I think us up top, us three watched the third and the bottom two.
I mean, I just want to say you'll get to it. This is not. There's an alien they introduced in the third episode that I fucking love. Like I was like, where has this alien been my entire Star Wars life? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Which one? You want the one in the jail or the one at the end? That they talk to?
The one at the end.
The female one.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. She's.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did we have these stupid ass characters in the Force Awakens and shit? Like, I mean, this seems like it belongs with the newer Star Wars characters.
But she makes sense.
Better.
Yeah.
It's just better. It's like of course I'm over like blowing this character out. It's not like the second coming. It just feels like I was like,
it feels natural. It feels refreshing and it's natural. And the thing is it's
a cool design.
Yeah, when you heard her voice over the radio, I really thought she was a human because just based when she was talking, I was like, oh, this is probably some ex-lover he had or something like that. And then when they showed the character, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And
it's also like mysterious, right? Like I kind of don't know what side she's on still because she seems really good, right? But like,
and I like the relationship with Jude, like again, makes Jude Law's character even more mysterious and interesting. Like he's pissed everyone off or something.
He's pissed someone off. But they're kind of like, I don't know if he was talking shit about her because he knew she was gonna talk shit about him. So he was like trying to poison the well. That's literally what he was doing. He was poisoning the well before they met her. And I was like, like same thing on Bandita. I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, who is she? Like, like, how much do we trust of Jude Law's character versus other characters? And it always puts that little seed of doubt. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah. It's the nuance. That's the shit that keeps me coming back. Somebody thought about it, like the whole Atten thing. We spent a whole first episode there, and they didn't tell us much of anything. We got through the end of the second episode before we even started asking questions. Somebody thought about all of this.
Yeah.
This was planned.
Yeah, that was really good planning. Yeah. I did not, and that's a fair point. I thought I was like, oh, these kids are just trying to get away from home, and that's just home. And now I'm like, what is home? What is this place that they're at? So it's very good planning, and somebody's cooking. When whoever wrote the story for this, they're cooking. I'm hoping that the next 5 episodes we get to learn a lot more, because I was kind of scared. I'm like, 5 kids just becoming pirates. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard about it, I was like, this sounds stupid. It sounds like a really dumb, like they had a picture board and they just threw darts and like, all right, kids, pirates. Okay, this could be the Marvel, Star Wars, like Marvel or Star Wars. We got it. So
now we got plenty of Pirates of the Caribbean in there too.
Well,
there were throwbacks to that series as well, by the way. I feel like most of the cinematography was just lifted from something else, and not gonna lie, I don't care. It's been good. Here's what I want you to do, Pink Destroyer. I want you to look at the 5 people in here who aren't complaining about this, and usually one of us is griping.
Yeah.
Well, this is the best endorsement you're gonna get.
Usually it's this guy right here who I'm pointing to. This guy is definitely.
I don't know what that points to.
Oh,
yeah. You.
Yep, Green tuner.
Oh yeah, well, when you have simpleton taste, everything.
He literally eats like the same meal every day. He does. We can't get this guy to try anything new. These bottom 2 right here are the biggest complainers by far, they both like it.
It's definitely these guys over here.
These guys over here.
I don't even know where's where, but these guys. Right.
My screen. I don't know if you guys have a different setup, but my screen
is a different setup.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a different setup now. I was gonna say that of course our link to the Star Wars fandom isn't here at Underground.
Oh no, he's here. He's here right now. He just joined the chat.
All right.
Well, we don't give him a voice. I think.
Mod, you know what to do.
All right, go ahead and I'm banning him. All right, cool.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
You've done everyone a great service.
What the Star Wars the fandom what the fandom thinks of this?
The real fandom,
we don't care.
The real fans.
No, we don't. If he wanted to have his opinion said, he should have been on the podcast. So, anyways, we're gonna move on from that. He can write his dissertation somewhere in the group chat, and it won't be read. So it is.
We'll read it.
All right. So let's.
Babies.
No, you know what he does? He does Siri and then misspells every word. And I'm like,
oh my God. Is that how it got? Okay. I was wondering what's going on there, but
he says, no, trust me.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
He has the ability to somehow make Siri misspell things.
That's crazy.
I mean, you can look at it and be like, I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
I know
even Siri can comprehend them.
Yeah. He's the only person. That Chat GPT. If he asks a question, Chat GPT like, nah, I'm going back to 1.0. Like this is, I'm too advanced. I'm way too advanced to even try to digest this shit. No, but no, at Underground, tell us your opinion in the group chat, and we'll kindly reconsider it. Reconsider putting your opinion on the next episode.
Can I make a prediction?
Sure.
At Underground. Didn't even watch.
He's gonna hate it.
I was gonna say he didn't watch.
He didn't watch it.
Oh no, watch it. Yeah, okay.
The grind is so real.
Yes.
He didn't even watch it.
Well, the funny
don't even tell me because I'll be disappointed.
Well, the funny thing is, Ed will probably. I'm calling it now. Ed's only watched 1 episode, and he already has the opinion of all 8 episodes.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done. He's done. He's done.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this Stranger Things knockoff? It's so stupid.
Is this Stranger Things in space?
He's like he's trying to say opinion. He doesn't even know what we're talking about. That's how.
One of these kids is an immigrant, and the other one's got a disability.
Oh yeah, that's true. Why are they listening to the girl?
Yeah, what's
What
wrong?
Oh, the girl, the captain. What?
What? The girl's the captain?
What is this?
Wait,
Imagination Land?
wait,
Yeah,
she
and-
wasn't.
I can see Ed stopping the episode right there at that moment. Like, wait a minute.
Wait, did she earn her powers?
This is fake. Nope.
Did she earn her powers? See, remember, Anakin was the chosen one, and now she chose herself to be the captain. Is the midichlorians picking her? Like, how did that work? Like, no, we're not.
Ruining him. They castrated my boy.
Yeah.
Castrated him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot about that one.
the castrated the boy.
The castration of Anakin continues.
Yeah. Oh man. No, well, Ed said he's gonna be home in 5 minutes. So, and the extra blur.
We gotta hurry up.
Hey, well, if you jump on, you can be heard.
Yeah, we got this. All right. So, okay, let's give our rating real quick. For me, solid 8.5. I'll say solid 8.5, 100%. I would even say scratch that. I give it a 9. It is that good to me. I think it's a great show. I am excited to see the rest of them. Like I haven't been this excited about a Star Wars show probably since Ahsoka, maybe. Which is, I mean, technically, I think that is the last Star Wars, but I would say probably up there with Andor and
Is
levels
Ahsoka
excited.
the last Star Wars show?
I believe so.
I think so, and that's a good
Really?
sign that we're on a trend there.
Yeah.
It seems to be.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also
We're gonna
echo
ignore
that.
Acolyte.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. See, I felt there was something.
He
See,
felt-
you got
he
you
felt
have the
the
stumbles in
disturbance.
between. You have to have the stumbles.
Sorry,
ruin everything?
just
Why
I
do you have to ruin
can't let you
everything?
have the hope that isn't there.
Yeah, man, I
Yes.
did have the hope, man. God damn it. Damn you, Snake. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing everyone down.
anyways.
Yeah.
Actually, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I kind of do appreciate it.
I'm just gonna real quick. I'm also a 9 for all those reasons. Like in talking about it with you guys, just like bolstered that 9. So I
Yeah.
hope it lives up to the rest of my expectations, which I don't think it will. But so far it's a 9 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna go with 8.
Mhm.
8.5.
Okay.
I can be a 9, but yeah, 8 still. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's the only time I popped on the 3rd episode because I wasn't sure if we were gonna review it, but I'm like, I gotta see what happens next. So
Yeah. I think that's a good sign too.
go there. Yeah, right. Like I'll watch it on my own even. So
Yeah.
what's up, Green Sooner?
Hey, Green.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9 as well. I really liked the show. It was the number one thing that I look for in these type of shows. Fun. It was very fun. I had a lot of fun watching it, and I can't wait to see the rest of it.
If you could win over Green Tuner, that's pretty high praise.
Well, okay. The last person, I mean, he is kind of stickler.
That's true.
So
That's true.
He's the Star
Oh
Wars.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Art House films over here and musicals.
yeah, right.
He's probably wearing a beret right now, drinking French wine.
Absolutely.
So I am drinking wine.
I
Okay, you're 1 for 1 right now.
It's made in Ohio, if that counts. It's really just basically brake fluid. This morning I'd have told you a 7. After this conversation, I'm gonna give it an 8. And the only reason I'm not giving it a 9 is because my personal bias is waiting for the other shoe to drop. The first episode
So you're
was slow.
pre-cutting.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
the third one.
Mhm.
But I'm hopeful, and I'm just, I got 5 or 6 episodes ahead of me for them to fuck it up, and I'm so used to them fucking it up.
Yeah.
Wait, we have some stuff going on in chat. Ed said
Once I
some
can
stuff.
abuse spouse.
Ed said some stuff. We're gonna ignore that. Pink Destroyer says, "Oh my god, y'all trolling him so hard." Yeah, we got the Edisms down pretty well at this point.
He makes it easy.
Yeah, he makes it way too easy.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Wait, what the fuck? Who's that guy?" I think he's talking about you, a Snake. Yeah, Snake is a film entertainment aficionado. He is like he's one of us pretty much. Good friend of ours, real life friend of ours. And yeah, since the Ed Underground can't make it, we were like, hey, let's get some more. He's busy, exactly, working.
Listen, Ed host at this point, right?
Oh, say that one more time, Greenton. You broke out for a second.
I'm sorry. The Ed Underground is like guest host at this point.
Yeah, he's the guest at this.
What's below a guest host? What is below
Special
a
guest.
Special guest.
What about like an interloper, maybe? An
I would
intruder.
say the producer that they put on the show, because the producer just like happened to be in the studio that day.
Yeah. Well, I think Ed, honestly, I think would be below host.
Special thanks. Should we give
No. He's not even special thanks. He is what we would call
memory off.
What we would call in the industry, the fluffer. So he doesn't have an actual role in the filming of this podcast anymore. He doesn't have any input. We just use him to get a reaction and get some material, and that's it. He doesn't get any roles, doesn't get a speaking role. He just gets us ready for our big debut. So we can watch it, and he can watch. Yeah, he says even if he's not here, people still talk about him. Yeah, and I think it's true. It is true.
That's misspelled too. I never even noticed that.
Well, even I speak Ed, so even when he misspells stuff, when he says when he put hen, I know what he really meant. That was probably Ed typing.
You gotta read between the letters.
Okay? Not between the lines. You gotta read in between each individual letter to see what he's saying. Pink Destroyer, it sounds like we do miss him. We actually do miss him. He is our friend. We do miss him. He's always a great time.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, while we absolutely rag on him all the time, and he deserves it 99.9% of the time, we do miss him. We want him to be on the podcast, but he has other obligations. And, whether it's a Wendy's dumpster or whatever else he does, sitting on them corners, we do miss him. We always enjoy his company. He said he's my friend too. We haven't seen him in years. Is it his girlfriend? Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, I mean,
the grind.
It's the grind, baby.
Wendy isn't actually his girlfriend.
Yeah, Wendy is not his girlfriend. Exactly. But it's the grind, baby. It's the grind.
Yeah.
So
the grind set.
Yeah, the grind mindset, y'all. Anyways, all right, so we gave our blurries, we gave our ratings, so I think that's pretty much it for us. As always, we want to thank you guys for showing up today on episode 148 of the Blrd Podcast. As always, you can catch us live on twitch.tv/the Blrd Podcast every Wednesday, roughly around 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't catch our live taping, you can catch us on youtube.com/the Blrd Podcast, and also catch us on all major podcasting platforms if you just want to hear our sexy voices. But trust me, you want to see this profile shot right here. Yeah, you want to see that. You want to see that live. So come holler at us at twitch.tv and on YouTube as well. Until next time, guys, as always, we will catch you guys later on the extra Blrd and in about 1 minute. So stick around and we'll be right back.